Dudes and dudettes of YouTube land, it's Frank with What's the Point EDC. It's barkriver, Forrest Scandi, hard use testing time. 3V, barkriver, let's see what we got. Shout out to Timbo437 for making this one right here possible. Check the link in the description, hit him up, tell him WTP sent you. Awesome dude. Let's go ahead and get into this thing. This is such a freaking unique knife, and it's one I've been waiting to test since I got it. All right, first things first. We got a nice Scandi ground blade right here. It's like a Scandi Vex going on, a really nice thick handle that you can hold on to. Good for them, nice like notching, all that stuff. Let's start this thing off with some cardboard. On to the next one. Feels good. No slippage at all on these on this handle. I don't yet know what this handle material is made of. I'm just going at this just as blindly as ever. It's hard to find information on this. I can't find a price on it. But what I can tell you is I do like the size of this handle because there's a lot to hold on to. Last piece. Let's go ahead and get this one too. Well, don't you just love the noise? It doesn't get much more real than this, does it? let's do it like this. That's against the grain, really long and tall. I don't know why I even tried it that way. There we go. Against the grain. You guys see it? Bark freaking river.
2 more pieces. Let's hurry up and get them done. Let's cut through the stickers. Let's cut through the tape. All the adhesives can get on the blade. We're going to see what it's working with still.
You see it. The 3/4 inch dreaded rope of death, y'all. We're going to cut through it like we've done with the other ones. We're going to get it going on. We'll give it 5 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most of those cuts I literally cut down into the stumps so much more than necessary. That's what I think sucks about doing some of these cuts, is that you unnecessarily use the edge on the surface that you're cutting on sometimes. So just always keep that in mind when doing edge retention testing. There it is. This stuff's stupid. Let's see if we can't do a pull cut through here. Come on now, that's what I like to see. Can we do one more? Let's see, can we get another? This stuff is no joke. Wow. All right, let's cut this stuff down then. Blows right through it. It just blows through. I can literally push one push and it's all the way through. That's crazy. See that? It's craziness. Can I chop cut it? Chop chop! It's for you, Jason. Okay, enough of the jokes. Let's see what this thing's looking like right here. We have no edge damage at all. None. Blade is definitely dirty. Holding up good. No slippage. No discomfort, no hand fatigue or anything so far. Let's keep it going. Rope time. I know it isn't going to have any issue with this right here at all. We'll do a couple cuts like this, and then we'll double it up real quick. No doubt. I didn't think it would have any issues at all. Let's go ahead and double it up. I know it isn't going to have any issues now. Let's do another double up. Matter of fact, let's do a quadruple up. How about that? We got 4 layers, y'all. All the way through. Can we make it happen? We did. That's crazy. Through some of this right here with some push cuts real quick. Some of these. Yeah, it doesn't need any effort. It literally just glides through. It's holding up very well. Should we try to cut us a piece of paper real quick? Let's go get some paper. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, paper time. Can it cut the paper? Yeah, that's sharp. Shoot. Come on now. Let's keep it going. Let's not stop here. Let's cut this through. It's a blade length issue I got right there. Dropping my paper on the ground. If the blade was a little longer, it'd be able to go all the way through. But as you can see, it doesn't have a problem with the sharpness. It's a blade length thing. So close to getting all the way through. It just ain't quite long enough. Can we cut through them like this? Yeah. Here we go. Let's go ahead and make this thing into a quick spear real quick. Take the bark off of this and then make it into a spear. Give it a little spear point to it. Pulls through this wood really good. I don't know why. There's just something that feels different about this handle. I know it's not like the most like special handle in the world, but for some reason it just feels good in hand. It feels different. I've never had a knife with this proportion of handle to blade ratio, so it's unique. You get a lot of torque on it. Like for notching, you could really notch really good. There's a good notch, but not that we're notching right now. We're making us a little spear real quick, and it does just good. This thing it's a wood processor. It's pretty good. There's your spear. Is it very good? No, it ain't, but it's a freaking spear. Let's go ahead and get a couple notches in here. Now, what I will say is the spine kind of, from my finger with the notching, it does hurt a little bit, but that's totally avoidable if I just don't notch it the same way I'm doing it right now. It makes really good notches. That thing's in there deeper than what it looks. Let's go ahead and give it 2 more. Really simple. Doesn't take much for this knife to dig down in for notches. Well, just jumped into the other one. It's all good. This thing is a notcher for sure. And yeah. Huh? Say what? Let's go ahead and get it. I know that's not what this knife is meant to do, but this is more than just chopping test for me. This is impacting the blade with downward impacts, and as I do it, sometimes I'll crank on the edge and I'll see how it feels, if it's going to roll. If it does have any issues, I am smacking through a knot on purpose. Just kind of trying to see what the blade feels like, what the steel reacts to. Does it like or dislike harder parts of the wood? Just good impacts. It's a good test to see how the heat treatment is on a certain steel, on any steel and any knife. Just because it's not a chopper doesn't mean you can't chop with it to see what it's working with, or it doesn't mean you can't actually chop. Because as you see, no lanyard, no nothing, just very minimal effort. I'm chopping through this right here. So if I did need to chop for real, in any type of real survival situation, which I wouldn't use this as a chopper, but if I had to, as you can see, I believe it probably worked just fine. Is it impressive? No, it's not impressive, but that's not what its job is. It's doing really good though. All right, y'all, it's that time. Let's remove the bark off of this. Baton this son of a gun. Does really good. It glides through this. Let's go ahead and get it. You know what time it is. We're gonna go through these knots. As you can see, there's gonna be some knots throughout this. Obviously this isn't a knife that you would typically baton with, and this piece is technically, it's just a tad bit too big for this knife, to be honest, but we're gonna try it anyway. go ahead and split these down. Yeah, this thing doesn't have a problem splitting wood at all. Does good. I'll say that right now. I like barkriver knives. I do. I think they make a good knife. Sometimes maybe some of their knives, maybe they have a little QC issues with some of them, but they're all good knives, you know, unless you're having some major issue, which I haven't had any. Let's chop through this. No issues. Looking good. Looking good, barkriver. So here's a question. Can I feather stick? I can't feather stick to save my life, but let's try. I mean, are we getting feathers? Yeah, we are. I suck. Okay, you guys, I just decided I want to add another one in. This is some pretty tough stuff right here, so I'm curious to see how it reacts to this. Okay, I don't know why it was so easy, but it was really easy for the knife. Maybe it's not as tough as I thought it was, I guess. Nice and broken down, you guys. This thing has no issues at all. It handles business. Look at that. No blowouts, no chips. It's really looking good. Feels good, you guys. This is looking good right here. barkriver seems to be doing a good job with their 3V. This one's a little bit knotty. It's gonna be a bit harder to go through, but we're gonna see what it's got. Wow, this is so much harder than what I expected. All right, you guys, that's good enough. We don't have anything to prove here. We have nothing to prove. This is way too hard for this knife, for its size. No, it's no downfall of the knife itself. It's me pushing the limits too hard, and I do not want to cause an issue. I'm gonna run out of freaking energy just removing the knife. There we go, y'all. Holding up good. barkriver Forrest Scandi looking real good. No issues. That's a crazy piece of wood right there. I'm telling you, that was serious, man. It was serious. Okay, so before we go any farther with this rope cut, I just want to see something. So far, what we've done 5 cuts with the rope. We've cut the cardboard, we've chopped on some wood, we've batoned some wood, we've made some spears, we've made a few things. Let's see if it can still cut paper. I haven't wiped it off or anything. It's still just as nasty as ever. Good. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go ahead and do 3 more cuts. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see what we got here. What do we got? Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. Ha! Okay, let's try it like this. It's sharp. It's still sharp, y'all. Come on now. Let's finish this test up. Let's go ahead and do 2 more cuts with this. Okay, 2 more cuts, and let's continue to move on. Let's try 1 more, and then we'll move on. Oh man, that adhesive is all over the blade. That ain't cutting paper. That ain't doing it. I just cut through that through the Gorilla Tape. I've been cutting through Gorilla Tape. Every time I cut through these, it's through Gorilla Tape, and it's like 2 or 3 layers thick so that I can keep the rope tight. Wow. Okay, so it isn't gonna cut paper until I clean this off, but that's okay. We still got some more stuff to do. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and cut some of this rubber real quick. There's no steel belts in here, so it's not gonna damage Timbo's knife. Let's go ahead and get it. Oh. Check this out. Look at that craziness. Just push cutting through it. Push cutting through rubber. That's just wild. That's freaking vicious. No damage. None. Incredible. This is a nice knife right here, you guys. Very good. I'm gonna tell you guys what. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect out of 3V, but I'm telling you guys now, 3V is a good steel. It's not just a very tough steel. I looked at it almost like it's just good for choppers. I didn't see the point put it in small fixed blades or pocket knives, but I see it does very good though. So I'm impressed with 3V. I'm impressed with what Barkriver does with their 3V, to be honest with you guys. This is a good knife right here. This is the Forrest Scandi, if I haven't already said that 55 times. Yeah, this thing's freaking fire. Shout out to Timbo 437 for making this one right here happen. It still cuts paper, even with the adhesive and stuff on it. I mean, it's pretty much been wiped off from the tire. Let's go ahead and do one last thing real quick before we shut her down. You see what time it is? Straight through it. Straight through it. There they are. 2 different ones, as you can see, the blue and this one right here. Still good and sharp, y'all. Now would be the time to try to cut this paper real quick. Let's do a last second cut test. Y'all ready? Wet knife blade, wet paper. You guys see it? Crazy. I mean, honestly, this is not what I expected. How freaking good is this? That's impressive, y'all. Shout out to Timbo 437 for even making this one possible. This is awesome. This is the 2nd Barkriver on the channel, and I'm really appreciating this. This is the first production run, by the way, of the Forrest Scandi and 3V, you guys. I highly recommend this. If you're looking for a good bushcraft knife, I recommend it all day long. It's probably a good EDC fixed blade too. I haven't carried it as an EDC fixed blade yet, but I can tell you now, I believe it will be really fire. The sheath is really nice. Let me show you guys the sheath before we roll out here. I'm not gonna put it in the sheath because it needs to be cleaned off, and that just would be right to stick that dirty knife in the sheath. Horizontal or vertical carry, as you can see. Good stuff, you guys. I appreciate everybody out there. Every single one of you guys, you're awesome. You are what makes the channel what the channel is. Without you guys, there is no WTP. Fist bump to every single one of you guys. If you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. Take it easy and stay greasy. Peace.